It's not my guys, it's your guys. It's never my guys, it's always your guys. And if it's my guys in disguise, okay? My people aren't Nazis. My people are always right. My people never lie. They never lie. They never lie. Everybody lies to get by. Some kind of way. I'm hyper conscious of the things that I say. Because I know maybe I'll take it all back. Yeah. Maybe I'll retract. Maybe. Cause I have the uncanny ability to predict the future. So I'm gonna keep trusting God, cause that's all I really can do. I could freak out, I could bury a bunch of shit, I could get additional jobs, try to make additional money that I'll probably spend on something stupid. I could get a bunch of guns and bury them too. Bury all my ammo. Next to the fucking water tank or whatever. Water meter. You know what I'm talking about, right? I can freak out. I'm very good at that. I could be so nervous, and sometimes I am. Sometimes I am all the negative feelings at once. Sometimes I am one or two negative feelings and I'm analyzing them. Sometimes I wanna die, but not really. Sometimes I just wanna sing about it. If we can't make shit that other people understand, so our negativity don't have the upper hand, then what can we do? They already took that shit from you. There's nothing else that they can take. I guess that's maybe why I've always had a problem with the mere idea of being fake, the mere idea of lying about anything, because I know that lie ain't gonna take. It's not for me anyway. Maybe other people take it and they're fine with it. They're fine with being lied to by their politicians and their parents and the education system and every single person that trusts that shit. Maybe they're fine with it, but I'm not. One second, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you obviously self-righteous.
Fucking stand. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I fail in some other way? Probably. But I can twist the words to make it work. I mean, everybody else says that shit. They just don't do it with the enunciation, pronunciation, whatever you want to call this nation. Like, I'll read an article, and I'll be so sure what it said, right? But then I'll read somebody else's interpretation of it, and it's like they read something entirely different. You know? And that's weird. it's been really obvious that we can't trust anything we're told ever since Trump got elected. I think that, like, that's the whole reason. I think that's the whole reason. To prove that we can't trust anything. But people fight that. They fight it tooth and nail because they want so badly to be able to trust something. You know? Like the idea that everything they've been told is a load of crap. Like, I get why that's hard to take. But oh no, there was a time in my life where I was a little bit more innocent than I am now. Even though I always adhered to what Chris Carter told me. So, any fans of the X-Files know exactly what I'm talking about. But, yeah, like, it's weird. Like, I feel like such an outcast in this world. But it's probably better to be an outcast than an incast. Because if you're an incast, that means that you're part of all of this and you are okay with the structure of it. It's not just like you're okay with people in power or you're okay with, like, you know, who's in Congress or whatever. It's like, no. I don't know how to relate to you. I really don't. So it's kind of crazy that I would, like, bemoan, like, any kind of separation from this place. But because I'm still here, I'm still human. Like, I had this really great conversation with this friend of mine last night. We were talking about evolution. And he was telling me that basically, like, the reason why, like, certain traits exist is just because of evolution, and it's not personal. And I think that a lot of that stuff can be true. Like, I think that evolution can be true as well as creationism. You know? I think that it's very possible for a lot of different realities to coexist at the same time, and I guess that's what makes me such a stigmatized person, because, you know, we live in a world that's obsessed with the black or white structure of everything, obviously. Like, what you see with politics, what you see with race, what you see with gender, it's like everybody wants somebody to blame. They want, like, an entire group to blame for all of their struggles. And it's true of entities. But we're the ones that gave those people power. We're the ones that put so much weight on them. I think I mentioned this yesterday in a video, the people, places, and things. I don't really put much weight on people and places, but definitely drugs. Drugs, but also, you know, like if I lose something, I like freak out if I lose it. Like this dinosaur that I don't even believe in. I don't even believe in the actuality of dinosaurs. But I believe in his existence because he was made in China. Okay? I know that he's real. But, you know, I'm the one that puts weight on him. I'm the one that gave him a name. I'm the one that takes him everywhere I go and puts him on top of my dashboard as if he's gonna stop a fucking 2x4 from hitting the undercarriage of my vehicle on the interstate again. Okay? Like there's a lot that I do that probably seems like it's silly. But I don't know, I never thought that I would be like cut out for doing anything conventional. So it just makes sense that I would get oddly attached to these little like trinkets that have sort of like subconsciously become part of my existence. You know, and I feel like we do that with everything. We're just not conscious of it. I mean, case in point, if a bunch of people at work start saying something, you'll notice that, like, the rest of those people, like, will follow suit. That's why everybody meows at me. Because everybody wants to be childlike. Now, I'm not the only one that meows. I know that I'm not that original to be like, I'm gonna pretend to be a cat. Nobody's done that. There's not like this whole musical devoted to it. But, which I ironically have not seen. You think I'd be obsessed with that one. But yeah, like I was saying before, it's like the reason why the world is so bad is because most people aren't conscious. And they're the ones that are having children. They're the ones that are like trusting the institutions. It's like what we see with a lot of men that are getting screwed over. Because their wife wants to divorce them because she's addicted to her Instagram reel. I mean, women, I tried to warn people before the phones. I tried to warn people with Facebook. I was like, dude, this is so bad. Like, this is going to wreck everybody's brain. But especially women, dude. Because women are just, we're natural followers. And just listening to the stupid shit that I hear women say about some celebrity or about President Trump or about some celebrity, because like that's where their interests are, you know. And I'm not saying all women, obviously I exist. There are some women out there as cool as me. They're probably cooler. They're probably way cooler. But the fact that politics has become such a focal point in our society is really telling. And I know that it has a lot to do with the fact that everybody has these devices where they have constant access to this information. But the fact that women are so obsessed with politics that it's like they get wet just by the idea of going to a protest rally. Okay? Like they just lack a purpose, I think. They really do. And so they think that their whole purpose is like fighting for women. And I understand why they think that, because a lot of the stuff that they've been told is aligning with this ideology. It's yet another idea that has the sole intention of turning everybody's brain into slop. Okay? So it's not surprising why people are so addicted to their phones, and that like there's no hope for a society this fucking stupid. Like, for the most part. And when I say stupid, I just mean typical. Do it all the time. I'm just stop doing that. But like, I read an article, I think I told you all about this. I read this article that said that if it weren't for like schizophrenic people, they said schizos, autistic, and ADHD. So the neurodivergent motherfuckers. Okay. This article said that if it weren't for that type of brain structure, like, we wouldn't have been able to evolve to the level that we have. But that makes sense because if your mind isn't structured in such a way where you just blindly follow whatever your people are doing, whether your people are women, whether your people are black, whether your people are white, whether your people are of a certain age, whether your people are in the same job, it's like most people want to fit in. Most people want to be part of a group. And if they're not, they feel left out, they feel stupid, they feel like they're not doing enough. And so a person with a brain structure that's not wired like that doesn't need to fit in. We don't need people to like us. I mean, yeah, that would be nice sometimes, but I don't know. I tried to fit in and failed, so I just stopped, and I've been a lot, I wouldn't say happier, but a lot more content with the way that things are. But, you know, you can't tell that to most women, though. Especially, like, if you had told me that when I was growing up, like when I was in the 7th grade, and you told me, well, your peers don't think, what your peers think about you doesn't matter. If everybody in the classroom hates you, it doesn't matter. Like, I wouldn't have believed you unless you gave me a bag of pot, you know? I really wish you'd given me a bag of pot. I remember the first time I smoked cannabis, I was like, dude, where have you been all my life? But, you know, this friend of mine last night, he gave me very hopeful information. He said, Amy, like, it doesn't matter how much pot you smoke, you'll still be smarter than everybody else. Which is true. It's true. Because I still have a flip phone, right? But I think that a lot of people are just in such a hurry. They're in such a hurry. You know, they're in a hurry to be successful. They're in a hurry to make money. They're in a hurry to get all the things that they think they're supposed to have. The stuff that's owed to them. Well, you know, I never thought anything was owed to me. I just trusted God and hoped that I get taken care of. And that might seem fucking silly, but that's the sense of direction that I've always had, even though I was very aimless, even though my life was pretty unmanageable. And in a lot of ways, it still kind of is. Like, I cannot believe that I'm managing. You know, I cannot believe that I'm able to do, like, half the shit that I'm able to do. But, anyway, I'm going to an AA meeting. And it's not because I want to drink. I'm going to go there because every little bit helps. Every little bit of spiritual insight helps. Even if it's pagan, okay? But seriously, there is a part of me that, like, wants this kind of life to be more understood, though. And I feel like it's my life's work to understand it myself, but also to help other people that are struggling. And I know that I can help people regardless, like, it doesn't have to be specific, but, you know, the goal here is to help people like me. Because there are plenty of YouTube channels that all you normies can watch. But if you're relatively normal and you're here, congratulations. You are actually very special, because most people cannot stand me because I am too crazy to be believed. I believe in celebrity replacement. but no, like, there is a lot of stuff that I realize is, like, pretty, like, out there. But it's really not, though. If you really think about it, it's not. Because you know, if Jesus can walk on water, and his disciples can walk on water too if they have faith, then that means that a lot of shit can happen. A lot of good shit, a lot of bad shit. So, it's like, I can see the bad shit. I've always seen it. And I've always been aware of the fact that what we see on the surface isn't all there is. You know? There's the whole life behind everything. And if, like, electricity and neurons and protons and all that shit, if that kind of proves that, you know? So, I don't know. I really don't feel like arguing about it, though. It's nothing to argue. It's like, you either believe or you don't, you know? And the believers will get mad about the unbelievers, but that doesn't make sense because everything has its place.